Hey everyone, it's me back again. This time I'm actually going to do a video on the C-Series from Bombardier. I'll probably just avoid the controversy going on between the US and Boeing and Bombardier, but I decided, well, since it's sort of one of the smaller commuter jets, that it's not going to be the only aircraft I show off. With the Bombardier, I'm going to show off. I'm going to show off both versions of the Swiss Global Airlines fleet, because they're virtually identical. The only real difference comes down to well, it comes down to one being slightly longer. Otherwise, the layouts are practically identical. So that's why. And then the other reason is it's such a small aircraft. I feel like it's kind of lazy to just show you just the one aircraft. Yeah. So that's just generally why I'm doing it. Here you can see both versions in the livery. Got some lighting glitches down here, but wow, that just made it worse. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so that's the livery in general. Because of the seating arrangement of the C-Series with the 3 and 2, it's actually an even number spacing, and sort of because of the availability of plans for the C-Series, I could only find one that depicted it in flight with the really bent wings. And I know it's not this bent when it's landed, but it's essentially as good as I could get because it was the only diagram I could get. So that's why the wings are so bent up. So that's clearly the 100. Slightly shorter. The Swiss name goes over the wing, actually. This is the 300. Slightly longer, but generally the same aircraft. It, again, like the Airbus family, it's a bit too small to be doing flap, slat, and spoiler detailing. Though I probably could do the horizontal stabilizer detailing. I'm not sure. I couldn't. That was the other thing I couldn't find. I couldn't find any like outlines for the vertical stabilizer, so I haven't put that in. I've obviously done the curvature of the wing, sort of just some general stuff. Yeah. Okay. So those are the in-flight variants, and then these are the landed variants with the landing gear down and the landing gear doors open. So that's that. Okay. So I think I'll probably start with the 100 series since it's the first one that's kind of going to go out at all. So if we enter in through the main door, you've got this sort of entrance area. You got your forward galley. In here you got your cockpit, and because it's such a small space and it's such a cramped aircraft, I've actually had to put the pilot seats underneath glass. You got your throttles, signs, because it's a tube gap, so you can't put fence posts. I haven't put in jump seats, which I will put in. I'll probably put one in there. Moving back, you've got your lavatory. Quite cramped in the front, so that's why the seat is literally under that. Moving back, so because it's such a new aircraft, I actually had a bit of trouble figuring this out. And from what I can tell, the Swiss Global Airlines seems to use this sort of a blocked seat approach that seems to be kind of common in Europe, where you just, instead of improving the seat, you block out a space where a seat would be. So this is a seat, but just with a table put over it. So that's why I just flipped it upside down to try and depict that. But of course, I'm not quite sure. I've never flown Swiss Global Airlines, and it's such a new aircraft that there really isn't a wealth of information out there to sort of look at. And so that's just generally the reason I designed it like this. And it seems common in Europe, so that's what I decided to put in. Moving back, you got economy, and notice there's no separation because it is literally just a table over a seat. And then the rest of the aircraft is in this economy configuration. Of course, you have your overwing exit, which means that you have to move the seat back. Keep moving back. You get to the rear of the aircraft. You get a rear galley, an aft galley, and a lavatory. Yeah. So that's the 100, the CS100. Pretty simple aircraft. No lighting in the roof because of how cramped it is. It's a really tiny aircraft, and it's the reason why I'm going to also be bringing a Delta 777 in the next video, which will probably be tonight also, but possibly tomorrow. It just depends on when I decide to release it. And now we have the 300, CS300. If we go in, well, same entrance, same cockpit, same lavatory, same forward galley. You get an extra 2 rows of business. The real aircraft, it's actually more than that, because I think the real aircraft, the CS100, has 5 rows of economy and 7 rows, and the CS300 has 7 rows of business. Sorry, I meant business. 5 rows of business, 7 rows of business, but because the aircraft is, well, because it's scaled up, but not enough, there actually isn't enough room to do that, because the pitch between the seats is less than half a meter, essentially. If the pitch was exactly half a meter, then the seats would work, but that's not how the scaling works, and I prefer really to have the exterior the right length, otherwise planes get crazy long, it just looks weird. Anyway, moving on. You go all the way back, you got the same exit door at halfway, seating all the way back. In the rear, you have a rear lavatory, galley. It's just on this back wall. An aft galley there, and another lavatory. So, unlike the other aircraft, it's got 2 lavatories in the rear. But, pretty simple aircraft. Not much to it. It's just a small aircraft. I hope you enjoyed this sort of almost a bonus video. And I'll come back to you soon with the Delta Airlines variant, I guess. So, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this and you want to see more. See you next time.